You don't have to work the room. I don't like marketing myself. I spent nearly 2 decades marketing some of the top social apps in the world, but now as a speaker and author, marketing feels different because the product is me. It's weird. I've never been someone who works a room. Big groups and loud parties make it hard for me to communicate. I like small groups and deeper conversations, not collecting business cards. And yet, I have built enormous relational support, the kind of support that can change trajectories. So if you, like me, do not love putting yourself out there, but want to expand your circle, this one's for you. Relational support is not about visibility. It is about alignment and designing what works for you. The goal isn't to be known by everyone. It's to be known by the right people. Visibility versus alignment. At the Meet Group, we had a podcast called Stream Wars. I have no idea how many downloads it got, but not many. But the goal was never mass reach. The goal was to have the right people listening. We were building a live streaming business. We wanted a very specific niche of streamers, partners, potential acquirers, and industry insiders to understand how we were thinking about the space. We created episodes around the topics we were grappling with, and it gave us a platform to articulate our thinking and, just as importantly, a reason to reach out. Hey, we thought you'd enjoy this episode. The podcast was not a spray and pray strategy. It was targeted. Relational support works the same way. It's not about being everywhere. It's about being clear about who you are and where you are headed so the right people can find you and support you. Last week, I wrote about serendipity and new connections. Serendipity feels lucky, but it isn't random. It happens more often when you are clear about your direction and consistently in the same places. To grow your support systems efficiently, you don't need to chase every opportunity, but you do need intentionality. Below, I'll share some systems you can use to start building your relational support. Note, this is the tactical addition to last week's piece, so if you missed it, you can read it at the link below. System 1, share your North Star. In Designing Success, I talk about finding your North Star and sharing it. For a long time, I struggled with this. When someone would ask, "How can I help you?" I would freeze. I had goals, but had not expressed them clearly enough to myself to answer that question. It felt awkward. I would default to, "Oh, I'm good." Sharing your North Star is not about bragging or even public accountability. It's about connection and putting feelers out. I'm thinking about speaking more this year. I'm exploring writing a book. I'm interested in spending more time in podcast strategy. That is enough. You do not need a perfectly polished pitch. You need direction. Once people know your direction, they start seeing things for you. They make introductions. They forward opportunities. Not because you asked in a transactional way, but because you gave them context and invited them on your journey. People cannot support goals they do not know you have. System 2, engineer serendipity. When we were building the company, we wanted to meet investors and partners in California. We did not have endless money to fly back and forth without purpose, so we would reach out and say, "We're going to be in San Francisco next month. Would you be open to meeting?" We only booked the flights once enough meetings were confirmed. It was scrappy, but it worked. We knew we couldn't hope to bump into someone important randomly. We were far removed from the tech echo chamber. We were engineering serendipity instead. Figure out who you want to meet and reach out. You might not always hear back, but sometimes those engineered meetings turn into unforgettable moments. Like the couple who invited Bad Bunny to their wedding and ended up getting married live at the Super Bowl halftime show. System 3, ask specifically, not vaguely. There are few phrases I dislike more than, "Can I pick your brain?" It's vague, uncomfortable sounding, and makes it hard to say yes. Compare that to, "I'm exploring transitioning from product into marketing. Would you be open to a 20-minute call to share how you made that shift?" Asking for help is a majorly important way to expand your circle, but you should do it right. Be direct, connect before you ask, be specific about what help means, particularly the time commitment. System 4, build light infrastructure. Jason Pfeiffer, editor-in-chief of Entrepreneur, shared that he keeps a Notion database called Good Contacts. He categorizes people into media, founders, speakers. Every few months, he scrolls through and checks in. It's a personal CRM. It's not transactional, it's intentional. Networks do not just happen. They are built, managed, and nurtured. If you're not ready for a CRM just yet, start small by building some habits for strengthening your relationships with simple rules like, if I admire someone's work, I tell them. If someone reaches out thoughtfully, I respond. If I attend an event, I follow up with 1 or 2 people within 48 hours. When I feel grateful, I say so. If I just thought about someone positively, I tell them. Rules reduce mental load. They remove the question of, should I, and replace it with, this is what I do. System 5, track the good. At a recent speaking engagement, a friend from high school told me she was sure her family still had some of the old newspaper and magazine clippings I had been in. That meant so much to me. We remember criticism easily. We forget encouragement. If you pay attention to who is thinking about you, who forwards you an article, who sends a nice note, who shows up, you start to see your support system more clearly. The corollary is obvious. Let people know when you are thinking about them too. You don't need to become a different personality or a greasy salesman to build relational support or to work the room. You need clarity about where you are headed, courage to reach out, specificity in your asks, and small systems to help you remember the people who matter. That's how you can design to build a stronger support network, because no one succeeds alone. We all need the right team and people around us.